Wow.
You should have let me know that beforehand. It's not changing my pick. People are going to make a lot of money.
I like the pick even more, bro.
Yeah, you parlay Paul Craig and Neil Magny 2-fight underdog parlay. Thank me later. You'll be eating lobster for a week.
What do you hear? What do you say? This is how to fuck up your parlay. I'm Timmy Shoes with Impact Fighting, and I got the whole team with me. I'm joined by Jesse Rowe, Andrew Capichetti, also known as Lockachetti. Boys, how we doing?
What up?
You said it perfectly, Lockachetti. You know what the fuck going on?
Yeah, the name of the show is How to Fuck Up Your Parlay. That's my job. But if you want to win money, you should probably listen to Lockachetti over
my
here.
name is Locka Jesse. No.
This guy's buzzed. He had two
I'm
hard
working,
kombuchas.
I'm working on a nickname here.
He's already buzzed. I do want to give out my personal record here in 2023. I am 11-2 percentage-wise. I think that puts me around 85-90%. I am coming into this season at 11-2 record. So if you guys do want to win money, I do have 11 wins under my belt. We will be going over the UFC 283 main card here. Is that correct, Timmy?
That is correct. We've got some banger fights. We're going to do the main card. The first one on the main card is Paul Craig versus Johnny Walker. Paul Craig is a plus 160 against Johnny Walker's minus 190 on DraftKings. What do you guys make of this fight?
I think that this is a bit of a coin flip fight. I am going to say Johnny Walker has the home field advantage. However, it's hard to put down a guy that has beaten Magomed Ankalaev. You got to take him seriously just because Ankalaev is probably like in line for another title fight at some point over the next few months. So I'm going to go with Paul Craig, but I don't. What are the odds again?
Paul Craig is plus 160 and Johnny Walker's a minus 190.
Paul Craig. I'll take the odds.
Paul Craig, by the way, also beat Jamahal Hill, who is fighting for the title. What about you, Lockachetti?
Easy pick. Paul Craig. Let's go.
So Lockachetti thinks, I just think Johnny Walker is a beast. Physically, you look at the guy, he's rainy, he's what, 6'3", 6'4", all muscle, completely jacked. He's coming off a W. He last left the arena in his uniform, full uniform, gloves on, shorts on. He just got kicked out of the arena. The guy's a monster. With that said, Paul Craig is going to submit that ass. I got Paul Craig all day.
Let's go.
I think it's going to go down on the floor, and I think Paul Craig will be coming home with the submission victory. He's like Jesse mentioned, he beat Ankalaev. He's beaten Jamahal Hill. He has an impressive rec on. I think he's pretty slept on, and I think he's going to be dancing in his kilts at the end of this fight.
Ooh.
Very nice, very nice. All right, moving right along.
Wait, whoa. Who's your pick?
Oh, my pick. Well, I almost got away with it, but I'm going to have to pick against the Brazilian. I'm going with my boy, Paul Craig.
No wonder you wanted to rush past this one. Yeah.
Yep. You guys caught me. I was trying to be slick, but you caught me. But yeah, I'm going with Paul Craig. I think he's going to find a way to get it done. And I think Johnny Walker's going to fall into his game. I think Paul Craig's going to invite him into the guard like he does in every single fight, and he's going to get a triangle maybe.
Like it.
Something like that.
How much caffeine have you had this morning, Timmy? You're over here skipping yourself on your own
What
show.
time is it in Brasilia?
Good, brother?
It's 7 p.m.
Okay.
I'm good. I haven't had coffee in at least 30 minutes, so we're fine. Now, moving right along, we're going to Jessica Andrade, former champion. She's fighting Lauren Murphy, and she is a very heavy favorite.
Yeah.
Minus 490 against plus 390 for Murphy. Boys, who you got?
I'm taking Andrade. You can't. It's a bad bet if you don't.
This is my. This is actually Lockachetti's lock of the week. I'm also going with Andrade at minus 420.
She's minus 490.
490. Well, on today's show,
we wish it could be minus 420. It was almost there, but not quite.
But yeah, no, I think it's a lock. I think she's too much for Lauren Murphy. They're both longtime UFC vets, but Andrade she's physically built like a specimen, and I think it's going to be hard to get past her strength and her power. And I expect maybe some type of suplex or something. Didn't Andrade suplex? Who did she suplex?
Rose Namajunas.
Right.
She picked her up and dropped her on her head.
Yeah, and I'm expecting more of that in home field in Brazil in her backyard. I think she's going to be juiced off those fans, and I think Andrade is my lock of the week.
Love it.
Oh yeah, that's a good lock. I'm going with Andrade too, and I think you nailed it on the head. She's going to pick Lauren Murphy up in the air, drop her on her head, on her back, and she's going to bulldoze her, basically.
Let's fucking go. Not to be biased here, I'm not picking sides. I just wanted to say let's fucking go.
We keep it real. All right, Gilbert Burns versus Neil Magny. Neil Magny has the most W's in UFC welterweight history. He just got that against our boy D-Rod, but Gilbert Burns is a beast in his own right. He's coming off that loss against Khamzat Chimaev, but man, that was a crazy fight. What do you guys make of this fight?
This is a tough one. Neil Magny is obviously a stud and coming off a big win over Daniel Rodriguez. But Gilbert Burns is in his hometown. It's going to be tough, but I'm going to take Neil Magny. I think Magny is going to be too much for Burns, and I think this is one that Burns has to win by knockout. But I'm taking Magny.
Me and you are agreeing on everything so far, Jesse. I'm also taking Magny. I think Magny's too long, too rangy. We saw Gilbert Burns struggle with a guy of Chimaev's size. Chimaev and Magny are almost the same size. They're both tall.
You
guys.
could argue he handled Chimaev better than anybody else has ever handled Chimaev, though. You know,
right.
So
don't ever cut me off, bro. Two guys that are 6 foot something, Magny and Chimaev. I think Gilbert Burns, who's a natural 155, he will struggle with these guys who are natural 170 pounders. Magny's been at 170 his entire career. He's coming off a win off D-Rod. D-Rod's not an easy W. You know, D-Rod's had a very successful UFC run. Gilbert Burns has an extensive record and fight history, but I think Magny's going to be too long, too much. I think their jiu-jitsu is going to be about even. I would give Burns that slight edge on their feet, but I think with Magny's size, he'll be able to minimize that striking in boxing. But yeah, my pick is Neil Magny.
Your pick is Magny. I'm going to read the odds, and I want to see if you guys change mine a little bit. Gilbert Burns is a minus 410 favorite, and Neil Magny is a plus 330 underdog. Maybe I should have let you guys know that beforehand.
Wow.
You should have let me know that beforehand. It's not changing my pick. People are going to make a lot of money. I like
the pick even more, bro.
Yeah, you parlay Paul Craig and Neil Magny, 2-fight underdog parlay. Thank me later. You'll be eating lobster for a week.
By the way, that's my luck. Underdog
Neil
lock.
Magny.
Let's go.
Gilbert Burns is your lock of the week.
No, it's not. I just wanted. Yeah, sure. Why not? It's my lock. Let's go.
You got to write it in.
Jesse Rose buzzed.
I am a little buzzed, but let's go. You can make some money on my lock.
Off them hard kombuchas.
You can make about $5 off of Cap's lock. You can make about $400 off of my lock. Let's go.
Timmy, 2 kombuchas. All right, you
guys are
buzz.
a little bit. Gilbert Burns all the way. I think Burns is either going to get that knockout or that submission. Wow. But we got a championship fight in the co-main event.
That makes me question it a little bit.
Moreno 4. Let me give you the odds on this. Pulling it up. I just had it here.
Just a reminder for the fans, you can catch this show every Friday. Episodes usually drop around 2 p.m. Friday, 5 p.m. Friday. Sometime on Friday, our gambling show, you want the best advice in the fat game. What'd I say?
The fat game.
Fat game. I'm a little higher and I was looking at myself in the Zoom thing. Like, I gotta hit the sauna. But you listen, you want the best advice in the fight game? How to Fuck Up Your Parlay is the show to watch. You got Lockechetti 11-2. You listen to Timmy Shoes. You listen to Jesse Rowe. You do the opposite. You will be laughing to the bank. Let's fucking go.
All right, co-main event, we got even money, both men, minus 110, and that makes sense considering they are 1-1-1. This is their 4th fight. I think this is the first time ever that 2 fighters have been fighting each other for the 4th time in a championship setting in the history of the UFC. There we go, even money. Who you got, Mexico, Brazil?
We talked about this on the Fight Season podcast this week, and I am Team Mexico all the way. I have a soft spot for the Mexican heritage, the Mexican people, growing up in Southern California, so I am all in on Brandon Moreno winning this quadrilogy. I just think, you know what? I'm tempted to change my lock to Brandon Moreno, to be honest.
Wow.
Not because you said that the odds were so heavily in favor of Burns, but because I like Brandon Moreno so much. And I'm not going to change it, but Moreno all the way. But it's going to be a damn good fight.
What are the odds here, Brandon Moreno, Figueiredo?
They're both minus 110, so it's even money.
Oh, wow, even money. Me and Jesse, I've agreed on 4 fights with you. I'm also taking Brandon Moreno. I think it's 2 fighters in their athletic prime, in their fight prime, 1-1-1 against each other. Something is telling me Moreno will rise in Figueiredo's backyard. I think it's going to be another close fight. I think Brandon Moreno won the last fight. I was there in person, and they still gave it to Figueiredo. I think Moreno won the last fight. I am going Viva Mexico, and I would like our co-host Jesse Rowe to give us one Viva Mexico.
Viva Mexico. Let's go.
That wasn't that good, but
Okay,
it's better
well,
than
I'll work
anything.
on it.
Timmy Shoes, who's your pick?
I don't want to be
Speaking
like
of Viva Mexico, people might not know this, but Brandon Moreno's been training at the Capetillo Boxing Gym in Vegas. Now, people who are not heavy into boxing might not know, but that is a world-renowned boxing gym. Tyson Fury, Andy Ruiz,
Right.
These guys who have trained there. And so I think Moreno's going to come out and he's going to look to box his way to a W. That being said, I think Figgy is just too big and too powerful. I think the difference in skill gap, because I do think Moreno is more technical overall. I think the physicality of Figgy is just too much. You know, if they're in the pocket, you know, Figgy needs to connect once to get the knockdown or the knockout. I'm going with Figgy in his hometown, in his backyard.
Interesting.
I like it. It's tough to pick this one, but I get it.
Because of your pick, I do want to mention, you know, it's brought up a few times. People know I have immense respect for the hairdressing community. My mom's owned a salon for 20 plus years. You know, shout out to Figueiredo's ex-employment history as a hairdresser. And
Yes.
Whoa, I did not know that.
Yeah, no.
Okay.
Oh, yeah,
All right.
he was a hairdresser.
Yeah, he was also a.
He does have some good hair.
Yeah,
He was also what?
I don't know, a sushi. The guy who makes sushi.
Oh, sous chef.
There's a word
So
for it.
Figueiredo.
Yeah.
A sushi or a sous chef?
Sushi, like, you know, Japanese.
Oh,
raw fish.
wow. Okay.
So Figueiredo's
Yeah.
multi-talented. He can cut your hair, dye it, bleach it, trim it, perm it.
So he's going to dice Moreno up. Okay, that.
Yeah,
all
I see
right.
what you did there.
Maybe he'll make sashimi out
Right.
of him.
And we got that last championship fight, the main event of UFC 283, Glover Teixeira versus Jamahal Hill. Boys, who do you like in this fight?
We're bringing the belt back to Grand Rapids, Michigan. Let's go, Jamahal Hill, all the way. I said this on the Fight Season podcast as well. I'm a big believer in Jamahal Hill. The first episode we did of the Fight Season podcast, this man right here said that he's the future of the light heavyweight division. Couldn't agree more. Love Glover Teixeira. He's a legend. He absolutely deserves his respect. He's a champion. It's Jamahal Hill's time, and he's a deserving title contender, and I'm all in. He's going to win by knockout. He has to win by knockout, by the way, but he is going to win by knockout.
Jamahal Hill is a minus 125 favorite. Teixeira is a plus 105 underdog, so it's a very close fight. Kat,
Pretty much
what do you
even.
got?
Pretty much even. And I'm glad
Yep.
Jesse Rose picking before me today, because then I would accuse him of copying me on every
Right.
pick. I'm agreeing with him for the 5th pick in a
Let's
row.
go.
I do got Jamahal Hill. I think he's, like we said earlier in the podcast, he's 31 years old. Teixeira's 43 years old. That's a 12-year age gap. I think he's going to be too athletic, too young, too fast and sharp for Glover Teixeira. So my pick is Jamahal Hill. Unless it goes down to the floor, Teixeira could submit him, but I'm sticking with Jamahal Hill at minus 125. That looks like easy money to me. There's a lot of easy picks. I think there's a big opportunity for people to make money out there this week, with whether betting the underdogs or taking the favorites. You know, there's a lot of opportunity to make money in there. Who's your pick, Timmy Shoes?
I am going with Glover Teixeira. You know, it's funny. This fight reminds me a lot of Teixeira's fight against Prochaska. Everyone said, how can they do this to Glover? They're putting him in with a young guy who's going to knock him out in the first round. And look at how that fight played out. I mean, Glover still lost, but it was a fight for the ages.
He won the first 4
and I
rounds.
think, yep, he won the first 4. And I think Teixeira has more ways to win. The experience gap is bigger than the age gap.
Yeah.
Because I think Teixeira has something like 3 or 4 times more pro MMA fights. Jamahal Hill only has 12 MMA fights in his whole career, if I'm not mistaken. I think he's 11-1. So I'm going with my boy Glover, old man Glover. He's a mythical fighter. I think he gets the job done.
Love it.
And I think he gets the job done by submission.
Love it. Can't go wrong with Glover. Really quick, before we go, I want you to hit me with that Timmy Shoes super parlay of the week.
All right, we got a super Brazilian parlay for the first Brazilian card since 2020.
Hey, Timmy, rapid fire. We got somebody knocking at the door, just FYI. Let's do a rapid fire on
it.
All right.
Plus 3,397. Okay, this is $10 to win $350. You go Gregory Rodriguez, Gilbert Burns, Jessica Andrade, Shogun Rua in his retirement fight.
That's right.
Figgy, Glover, Jailton Almeida, who's at -900, and Gabriel Bonfim. That is an 8-leg parlay. There's a lot of heavy favorites, so it's not a huge, it's not a massive thing because you got heavy favorites. Like Rodriguez is a heavy favorite.
$10 to win how much?
$10 to win $350.
Wow, so $100 $100 to win how much?
3,500?
No, 30,000. Oh,
3,500.
Oh, 3,500.
All right.
Yeah, and the only underdog on this is Shogun Rua, who's a plus 170. So I think that's a super Brazilian parlay you could do. Put down $10, put down $100. You might be happy.
So I could bet.
I'm feeling good about this one.
I could bet on Jamahal Hill, Paul Craig, and Neil Magny, and then I could put down $100 on a little hedge my bet parlay on all the Brazilians, and I could even my money a little bit.
Well, not if you do the super Brazilian one. You can't put Burns. Can't bet against Burns. But
right.
I bet if you throw Magny.
No. I'm saying I could do that, and then I could hedge my bets with the super parlay.
I see. Smart.
Hey, well,
smart man.
Jesse's buzzed, Timmy's burnt. Thank you for joining us on how to fuck up your parlay, and it's been a pleasure.